Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It's Belinda here. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, everybody. So, ready to kick off the week with a creative challenge. Let's get right into the Deal It Up challenge. So, if you're new here, I have 3 stacks of cards with 3 sets of prompts, and I randomly choose a card from each stack, and that dictates what we make for the week. You know, an item or more if you want to make more than one. So just a quick and easy challenge, something to get your creative thinking in line for the week. Okay, so we're making a belly band today or this week. Let's see what we're going to be making it. I guess what style we're making it in, or what colour, or, you know, I'm kind of blabbering. Anyway, let's take the one napkin. Interesting. That is interesting, and it's only interesting because before I started the video, I thought I better just go grab my container of napkins in case it comes up in the prompts. And what do you know, it did. So I am glad I did that little bit of preparation, and I don't have to run away and grab them. So our final prompt is going to be this one, cool colours. Okie dokie. So that's what we're making for this challenge. We're making a belly band, we're using napkins somehow, and we're using cool colours in some form. So it doesn't mean to say that the whole belly band has to be in cool colours, although you could certainly do that. It just means that you use cool colours somewhere on it, and same with the napkin. Right, let's get a base out. What do I want to use as a base? That's a good question. I'm thinking book page. So I'm just going to grab out this book here. It's got really nice creamy pages. Oh, don't want to use those ones. I like those illustrations there. Some cute pen illustrations. So I'm just going to grab a page of that out. Can never grab my journal pages when I need them. They're a bit awkward to get to. So I just want to check the height. Yes, we do need to cut this down a little bit. So I'm going to go about there. So what did everyone get up for the weekend? Get up to for the weekend? Gosh, leaving words out. Must be a Monday morning. We had a super quiet morning, or weekend I should say. Hubby's been home sick. So he came home early on Friday sick, and I've been a bit headachy and things like that, so we've just been super quiet. We were supposed to go out to a party on Saturday night, so we didn't do that. We were invited out for tea as well on Saturday night, didn't do that. Didn't go to church on Sunday morning. We've just spent the weekend really. Hubby's been alternating between napping and watching TV, and I've just been watching TV and crafting to the TV. So that's been the sum total of my weekend. But it's good because I've got some things achieved that I wouldn't have otherwise got done, because I had all that time just to sit and do it. And in my world, that's not a bad thing. Right, so I'm just folding this in half just to give it a little bit of, a bit more heft. And I'm going to just, now I haven't grabbed out a new glue stick and my one's empty. I've got this one, which has still got some in it. It's a bit goopy, but it will do for this. And I might end up sewing this, so I might just have to get my sewing machine out later on, if I feel so inclined, or put it in a pile to do at some point. Okay, there's my base. Quick, easy, simple. I think next I want to choose out what napkin I might want to use. We've got pretty floral. It's got some cool colours on it. Just trying to think what style or mood I'm in. I'm not sure what style or mood I'm in, to be honest. Just looking to see if something grabs my eye. Peacock. Peacock's a bit wide though, he won't fit on. So, Paris one. Cup of tea, all a bit wide for a belly band. Let's take those out so we can dig a bit further. Well, that's pretty, isn't it? That's so pretty. That is tissue paper, not a napkin. Zebras. Owls. Ooh. That's pretty. Shall we do that one? Right, let's put all these back. This napkin that I've pulled out, the blue one, is that one a friend gave to me. She'd bought them and called in to see me, and she ended up giving me a couple of napkins out of each packet that she'd only just bought, and she'd bought them for products that she was making. So it was super kind of her, and I haven't used them because they're just beautiful, and they weren't cheap. I know they weren't cheap, because serviettes are not cheap. Good quality ones are not cheap here in New Zealand. So that layer came off pretty easily. This one's always the trickier one. I know some people use tape to pull them up, but I don't like to rip them. And the tape method always rips them. So I prefer the old-fashioned, painful, work at it until you get it style. Peel apart. Pretty sure there's another layer. Yes, very rare to get a good quality napkin that's only 2-ply. This one's going to be tricky. It's that quality again, isn't it? It's good quality, so it doesn't want to come apart. Come on, people are watching. Don't take all day. Okay, I might pop you on pause, save you the pain of this. Okay, it took me just a couple of minutes to get the edge free, but what I ended up doing is something that may be a little helpful trick. I hadn't tried it before, so I'm just going to peel this back a little bit. What I did is I went to the corner, one of the corners, and I just kind of scrunched it up a little bit. And I ended up with a gap forming between the two layers that allowed me to get in and peel them apart. So is it going to work on this corner? Yep, it did. Just a little gap there that you can then ease open. So there we go. If that's helpful for anybody, can't say it's going to be a foolproof method, but it just worked for me twice. So that's all good. Right, that's good, pretty. It's got the blue print on it. Okay, oh, look at this, isn't it gorgeous? Just gorgeous. What do we want? A bird? Do we want the dragonfly? Do we want the florals? Maybe the florals and the dragonfly? I think so. So I'm just going to cover this whole thing in glue stick. This is page has already been used well, so new page. And let's hope I don't run out of this glue stick. There we go. And now the tricky part, laying it down, because I don't want to get the bird's beak. So I want to go right in between the dragonfly wing and the bird's beak. There we go. Just going to lay it straight down on top of the book page, and then we'll put some things on top. Oops, a bit askew there. Get this out of the way, and that will provide material for more things. That's what I love about serviettes or napkins. They actually go a long way. They do multiple items. And this fun strip can be useful for something too. Yeah, isn't that a fun strip? Lovely. Cool. Right, so I'm just going to give it a bit of a smoosh down, because I think there were some areas that weren't adhering very well. Right, do you know what I want to do? I want to add some glitter. And I have this glitter paint, and it's in a, it's called Crystal, but it's kind of got that bluey, blue-green sort of colour to it. So that fits with our cool colours. What else might I like to add? Probably a word or a label or something. Oops, I've got a few escapees. Pop them back in here, which is why I've designed this flap, so that if any escape, they're going to get caught in here and not fall out on me. That's the theory anyway. So I'm thinking Artsology, because I know there's some blue. Oh, there's these ones as well. Let's go Artsology because they're bigger. I know she's got blue in her labels. And again, looking for the cool colours. It's a different blue, but it could work actually. Oh, get back in there. There's a blue one poking out of here. We could go. No, that gets lost. I think I like this one. Okay, so I'm going to go with that one. And I feel like adding some stamps. So let's see what we can find that's blue. Hokey Pokey ice cream. I don't know if you know Hokey Pokey ice cream, but it's a New Zealand thing, and it's very, very well liked. That's a pretty stamp. What else? Oh, I've got a feather in here. Cute little feather. But we won't put a feather on this. There's a kiwi stamp. Different look entirely, so maybe not that one. Is it a Christmas one? No, don't really want a Christmas one on it. What else have we got here? I'm sorry if you can't see very well into this container. Just flipping through. Maybe the ice cream, but maybe one on white paper instead of red paper. Okay, so we'll go with those 3. Put the wee feather back in there. At least it's got a home. Oops, doesn't want to stay. Pretty sure that's off a little owl that my husband rescued off the road years ago now. It'd been hit by a car, and we named it Voss, which is the Yiddish word for who, I think. Pretty sure it's the Yiddish word for who. And but it wasn't very well, so we had it for 3 days before we could get it to a place called Willowbank, where it's like a zoo, but it's not a zoo. It's more like a farmyard. It's really cool. And they kept Voss, and he never flew straight, so they had to keep him, and they kept him as one of their owls. And they had other little owls, otherwise known as German owl. They had other ones, so it had company and lived out its life. I think it's probably no longer alive, I suspect, because it's quite a few years ago. I'm not sure how long they live. But we never saw him again because whenever we visited, of course it was in the day and the owls weren't out. Oh, I don't want to cover over the dragonfly. No. Don't want to do that. Maybe a little cluster like that, something like that. Just for a bit of fun. Or do we want to layer them up with the label? Really like the stamp, so I want to make sure he's on top. Little kiwi there, make sure the kiwi's poking out. Okay, yep, I'm liking that. So let's glue down. I'm just going to use tacky glue for ease, so I don't need to move everything and then remember how I had it. And I'm wanting to cover up most of the writing on these 2 smaller stamps. Okay, and this, the ice cream. It's a little bit of a play on words. Cool colours, and ice cream, of course, is cool or cold. So yeah, just a little bit of a play there. Just poking out the top. Then our label. And you may have noticed I haven't inked anything. I may ink around the belly band itself. Just make sure it's in the middle. Oh, well, it's there now. It's not quite in the middle. It's slightly off, but that's okay. And then I think I want to take a bit more of this paper off. Oops, without tearing the stamp, preferably. Can I do it? Up there. I think I want it on top, just to add to the layering effect. Cool, like that. Okay, so I've got dragonfly here. Do we want something else down here? Probably a word. I'm not sure if I've got any in the cool colours Sometimes you need to go where the wind takes you. That's a purpley colour, but that could work there. Different colour to that, of course, but I don't have anything of mine that's in that colour. Kind of like that as well. It says Forever. We've got Dainty. Solitude. Or Forever. Just make up your mind, woman. You can do it. That's a little label though. It's a bit lost, isn't it? Yep. Rejecting that one. Family. That one's a bit more blue. Well, I thought it was, but it's not really. I'm going to go with Forever. Okay. Pop it there. And let's put a few touches. Now, sorry, I'm going to reach under the camera. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this on a piece of paper. I have done it directly onto things before, and it ended up with quite an accident that went everywhere and made all my colours run on something, and it was very annoying. So, lesson learned. Put it onto something and then use something like a paintbrush to put it where you want. A lot easier to control. Oops, there's some bit of something there. And I'm just going to put this on the areas that are more white. I also don't want to saturate it because I don't want the glue of the glue stick to lift the serviette, the napkin, away. This glue stick doesn't tend to like too much moisture. And a little bit up the top. Just very subtle. Subtle sparkle. Does that make sense? Can you have subtle sparkle? Seems like it should be an oxymoron, but it is. It's a subtle sparkle. Can you see the sparkle? I hope you can see it. I can't tell if you can see it or not, but believe me, it's there. Okay, dip my brush in water so that it doesn't get all gummy. Because I would, although they call this a paint, I would call it more like a glitter glue, in my opinion. So there we go, clean the brush off. So there is my belly band using Cool Colours and napkin. So there are the 3 prompts. I'm kind of tempted to make another one because that was fun. Don't feel like you've got to stick around. You can totally go, but if you want to stick around and watch me make another one, I think I'm going to make another one. So let's grab a bit of this book page again, put my glitter paint out the way. It's got an illustration, but I don't think I'd use that illustration. Might use this one, but this one doesn't do much for me, so oops, sorry about the squeaky chair, guys. Right, so I needed to cut it down, didn't I? Let's grab my page back, because that other one was going to take a little bit to dry. Oops. How about I do it so I can see where to mark the paper? And I'm making it just a tiny fraction shorter than my actual page. There's a nice strip for stamping on there. Right, let's trim off this raggedy edge as well. How about we try doing something different with this one? Not sure what yet, but I'm sure I can think of something, I hope. Maybe this one I'm going to fold in this way. Oops, if I can fold it straight-ish. It's just a different way of folding it. And I'm going to grab some glue stick. Okay, now you can put the seam side down, but be aware that things can catch if it's not glued properly. They might catch when you're sliding things underneath. So I'm actually going to use that as my top side, so we've got a nice smooth underside. And this time I'm going to put some things down first. Oh, that's a pity. If it was full, I could have covered the whole thing in this paper. This is a digital of mine. Oops. I'm just gonna, it's not tearing very well. Fragments. That can go in my scrap bottle because it's big enough, and that one can too. I've just emptied my scrap bottle and now I'm working at refilling it. Okay, so something like that. Okay, let's do a bit of this as just the inside of an envelope. Because we're covering that seam, it doesn't matter that it's on the top, the front side. Yeah, I think that'll work okay. Right, just tearing it to size. Oops, if it would stay in the right place. And don't need all of that, so let's just take a bit off. And again, I'm going to cover this in glue stick. There it is. Keep losing my glue stick. Sorry, I'm not very talkative, am I? Oops. Ah, everything gluey. Just trying to straighten it up a bit. I didn't tear the top very straight. Hey, now this bit. So I would like to incorporate you guys into the drawing of the cards. I just haven't found a satisfactory way of doing that. If you have any ideas on how I can do that, that would, you know, work and you would have a chance of doing, like, you know, it's on a platform that you are on regularly, or yeah, I'd love to know a way to incorporate you in those card pulls, so that's not just me pulling a card, but that you help me in some form or fashion, make it more interactive. I've tried a few ways. I've tried Instagram, I've tried Facebook, and yeah, I don't know, maybe there's a better way to do that, something like that. Okay, so we have cool colours so far. We still need napkin because that's one of the prompts, so let's go back to, do we want the same one? We could use the same one. We could use this little strip. Shall we use this little strip? Where do we want it? And I have a feeling that's upside down. I think it goes up that way. Yeah, let's just do it. Don't think about it too much. Don't need to think about it too much. Right, so let's just put some glue. Oops, oops, oops. It's that way, wasn't it? And hopefully I've got enough glue down in the right place. Oops. Slipping and sliding. Got a wee wrinkle there. So what I might do with this one is sew that as well. Maybe. We'll see. And I might sew the other one once it's dry as well. We shall see whether I can be bothered getting the sewing machine out. Got a bit of overhang there. Let's trim that off. And a bit of overhang here. So yes, definitely not doing things straight today. Okie dokie, so we've got napkin and we've got cool colours and we've got a belly band, so let's decorate it up now. And I'm thinking a flower of some description. That's got a blue bow on it. It's a bit wide though. This could be the challenge, finding something that's not too wide. Well, there's some pretty blue irises. That's lovely. I like that. Let's go with that. And I think a bit of book page. Yes, I know I covered up the book page. But it's about layering, you know. Cover it up, then add a bit more. And anyway, I might go with music instead. Got to keep reminding myself not to put anything on top of the wet glitter paint that I've got on top of my desk. You might want a bigger piece than that, I'm thinking. Very roughly. I think it's taller on that side. Oops. We don't want it sticking out quite that far. Yes, I'm liking that. Okay. I was thinking about inking the first one that I made, but I can't do it with the wet glitter paint, so if I do that, it will definitely be off camera, but I'm not sure that I will. I don't think it actually needs it. I was thinking about a blue ink rather than vintage photo, so I still might. We'll see once it's dry. But I do want to ink around this. I'm going to do so with Tumbled Glass Distress Ink, which is really pretty blue. Totally not necessary, but I want to, so I'm going to. And it just brings in more of that cool colours. I mean, I've gone all cool colours. You certainly don't need to. You could just choose to have pretty warm colours or whatever colours you like, and then put your focal image as the cool colour, or just the napkin in the cool colour and hit 2 prompts in one, like I've used a cool colour napkin. You know, do it however you like. Okay, I think I'll use a bit of tacky glue for this so I can get in without gouging my glue stick. So hope you all got good plans for the week. You have a lovely week full of creativity and time for yourself, some time to rest and relax in amongst the busyness of the week. We've got a public holiday here tomorrow on Tuesday. It's Anzac Day, so remembering the Anzacs, the Australia New Zealand Corps service, something like that. Gee, I should know that off by heart, but just the full anagram meanings escaping me for a moment. So that's a nice public holiday. So I will be filming tomorrow's video ahead, so that when hubby's home tomorrow, we can just enjoy the day together. Right. What else would I like on there? Maybe a stamped word. I've got some in blue too. Happiness. Let's have a look at that. I feel like it needs breaking up a bit up here, that pattern. And I feel, actually, this wee snippet that I tore off, I could put a bit of that up there. Yes, I like that, and that brings in the same paper from the bottom. So let's do that. Oops. Can't cut straight for my life. There. Hopefully that's good. Just gonna tacky glue it down for quick. Well, if I can hold on to the jolly thing. Yeah, so if you're in New Zealand, have you got any plans for Anzac Day? Are you going to go to one of the dawn parades, or you're going to spend it crafting, or catching up on your favourite TV program or YouTube or something? Australia celebrates Anzac Day, but I don't know if they celebrate it on the same day. I'm guessing they do. I don't know. If you're Australian, let me know. Gee, these things I should know, and they're escaping my brain. Mind you, I don't know if I've ever thought about Anzac Day in Australia, so and a poppy is the icon for Anzac Day. So they sell poppies, well, not when I say sell them, it's a donation to fund the New Zealand Returned Servicemen Association. So there'll be some planes fly overhead on Tuesday, tomorrow. So hopefully I'll actually catch them, because quite often I hear them go over because I've forgotten and don't see them. So it'd be nice if I actually got to see them tomorrow. There we go. Happiness. Yes. Now I feel like I need something down here as well. Yes, of course I do. So what have I got that might work? More stamped bits. So I've got these little blank tickets or a little memo, but we've already got a word, so possibly not the word. Got little crowns. Oh, I like that little crown with a blue frame around it. So bear with me while I fussy cut it out. Shouldn't take too long. Oops, and I think I've put that on top of the glitter paint. Creating an avalanche. Sorry, I just had to do that. Otherwise it might glue itself together. There are days when my desk is just not big enough. And that would be most days. I bought a basket to try and contain everything so that, you know, get to a certain point and I would deal with it and not let it overflow. Is that working? Not so much. It is well and truly overflowing, and every time I move it off my desk to do filming and things, it just threatens to cascade everywhere. So yeah, I need to do that. I need to get onto that and give it a clean out and put things away. Yes, I do. They're cute. Just a cute little crown. For no other reason than I like it. That's it. Just because I like it. Okay, so we have made 2 belly bands. Yay! And quite different looks, but I love them both. I think that's very successful. So there we go, everybody. There is your challenge for the week, to create a belly band using napkin and cool colours. Have fun with it. Get creative. Get messy if you like. And create something wonderful for your journals. Thanks for being here. Love having you along. Let me know what you think about participating in pulling numbers for the cards, or pulling cards somehow. I'd love to know your feedback. Okay, take care everybody. Have a great week and see you back again soon. Bye.